Good morning, everybody. This is Kevin, the Urban Homesteader. Today we're on the homestead, taking a tour. Thought I'd show you what's growing on in the garden. This is our beautiful Chinese lilac plant. It smells very fragrant, super delicious. This over here is a rose that's doing fabulously. Got some palm trees. I've got some avocados that were in a compost pile over here and sprouted on their own. I'm gonna see what those do. And over here we've got a different type of lilac. It's like a European style lilac, and this thing has a really awesome smell as well. And you can see I've got a food forest going on over here. And I'm going to take you through and around my garden. This right here is a fig. This turns to yellow when it's ripe. You can see I've already got a good amount of figs on there. They're getting nice and big. This right here is a jacaranda tree, which is a leguminous tree that I put in to shade the area. It lets through light though, so it's kind of like a filtered light, and it also fixes nitrogen in the ground, so it generates nitrogen in the ground for the other trees around it. So it should let in, we planted this last year, it should let in light so that the fruit trees around it can still get light, but it kind of reduces the intensity. And this is a grape vine archway that I built. You can see it's flourishing nicely right about now. It's got lots of grape bunches growing on it. If you can see those. That's my dogs. Those are my German Shepherds in the background fighting. So I built this archway. I intended on having flowers in it as well, but I haven't gotten the plants to take yet all the way. This jasmine here, I anticipate it growing up so we can have flowers amongst the grapes. This right here is a peach tree that I've been growing for a few years. It's doing rather well this season. I don't know if you guys can see the little peach starts, but it's got many peaches on here. I figured I'd get you guys a good little intro to the spring garden and show you guys what it looks like over time as it develops. You can see this is a pretty bushy peach tree. I've been trimming the tops of it to kind of keep it low enough to where I can reach everything. Maybe with a ladder. I might need a ladder to get some of the higher ones, but I like to keep it to where you can grab everything by hand from the ground. And it's also beneficial because birds don't like to be close to the ground. So birds will stay away more so when you keep your fruit trees pruned low to the ground. That's another peach tree that was struggling last year, and I decided to keep it around and see if I could get it to come back. And as you can see, it looks like it's going to do well this year. There's a lot of peaches on this as well. I don't know if you can see the little blooms on there, but there are tons of them. I had to cut off part of the tree that was going to the left because it was dead. There was some sort of rot on it. So I cut that off, and it looks like it's recovered from that, and I think it'll flourish from here on out. This is my grapevine. This is all one grapevine going over the archway. You can see the vine right here. Then this is the same vine. This is part of the same vine right here. Then there's another grapevine you can see in the middle of the screen over there in the corner. So there's a green grapevine, the one we're looking at right now. Up top right here is green. They're green grapes. And that vine goes a little bit to the left right here, and then also I'll show you another spot on the other side where it travels along this trellis that I built. So as you can see, I built a trellis with these are cement wires, cement caging wire. You can buy it in a roll at Home Depot for like $100. You can get like 100 feet of it, and you can cut it with a Dremel tool into pieces. And then I also used stakes, these type of T stakes. And I just wrapped it around with, you can get some metal wraps, or I also just used the wire itself to wrap it. And then this over here is a gummy berry plant, and supposedly the gummy bear was named after this plant. And it's not really for my area, but I'm hoping, as far as the climate, it's kind of more of a colder climate plant, but as you can see, there are flowers on it, and I'm hoping, and they smell so fragrant and awesome. I'm hoping this year we'll finally get some fruit off this. They're supposed to be like a red cherry-like berry, round berry. And these are also nitrogen fixing. I tried to plant nitrogen fixing plants in between my fruit trees so that they would benefit from extra nitrogen from the roots of the nitrogen fixing plants. So this is the peach that was struggling. And then this is another type of, this is called an autumn olive, and it's related to the gummy berry. And you can see it's got flowers on it as well. I'm hoping this will be the first year. I still haven't gotten fruit off of this one or the gummy berry, but I'm hoping this year I'm gonna get some autumn olives, which are supposed to be similar to the gummy berry. They're like a little more silvery looking, but this is a nitrogen fixing tree bush as well. So I planted this next to my other tree, which is an apricot tree. And this apricot tree this year is just doing amazing. There are tons of apricots. And this tree is a 4-in-1 apricot. So there's 4 different varieties on it. It might actually be a 3-in-1, but a third of the tree, this side over here, started blooming first, and it will be ready before the middle of the tree. It's like a mid-season, and then a late season on the left side over here. So I should get apricots for a longer period of time than if I had one tree that were all the same apricots. Look at some of these apricots. And this is only April 2nd. April 2nd of 2020. And I've already got apricots that look like they're They'll be ready soon. And this tree has actually put good apricots off in the past, but this is the biggest yield that it looks like we're gonna have this year. Last year I had chickens in the backyard. I had backyard chickens, but last year they ate a lot of my blossoms off of this tree and my golden nugget mandarin tree. So that was the final nail in their coffin. They also pooped all over our patio, so my wife got upset with them. She wanted me to get rid of them a long time ago. But once they started eating my fruit blossoms, that was the final nail in their coffin. Don't get me wrong, I didn't kill them. I actually gave them to the neighbor a couple houses over, so I could still go visit him if I want to. Now this right here is a boysenberry plant, and I still need to trellis it up, our trellis, a little more. Last year I had it, this whole trellis was full of boysenberries. This year I've kind of just let it do its thing a little more, and it's kind of bushed out and took a clump of, but there's a lot of boysenberries on this. Every little bud and flower that you see there is going to be a boysenberry, and they are delicious. And then this is the other side of that grapevine that I was showing you earlier. So this is the green grapevine, and the vine starts down in there and it goes up and around my trellis on the top and around. I'm going to show you some close-ups because this has a lot of grapes starting on it as well. All those little bunches are going to turn into a big plump bunch of juicy grapes. And these grapes are delicious. They're super sweet and they have a unique flavor. They're not the common green variety that you find in the store. Notice how green everything is. It's just doing awesome. It's almost flawless this season. I've been fertilizing with a foliar fertilizer that I actually created from kelp, and also aloe from an aloe plant that I have in the front yard. And then this right here is where I'm growing my annual vegetables and fruits like tomatoes. This is a squash plant, a yellow squash plant. I also have another fruit tree here. We just bought this. This is a mandarin orange tree, and it actually came with some blooms on it. And orange blossoms smell so delicious. I don't know if you guys have smelled an orange blossom before, but I definitely recommend it. This is a jalapeno. This is a cherry tomato plant. And this year we just grew one, because last year we grew I think 2 or 3, and they just took over a giant area, and we couldn't even get to all of the tomatoes. And then last year also we did not cage it like this, so it went pretty crazy. That is a bell pepper. I believe that's a green bell pepper. I encourage people to grow bell peppers because they're so expensive in the store, and they are awesome for pizzas and salads and whatever, so many things, but they're really expensive in the store. Around here they're probably like at least $1.50 each, maybe $2 for an organic one. And this right here is lemon balm, which smells just like lemons. It's awesome. And this we just recently found. This is a pineapple sage plant, and if anybody ever gets a chance to try that out, I would definitely recommend it. It smells just like pineapple with a hint of sage, and it is just awesome. I couldn't believe how strong the smell is. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. And then this is an eggplant. And then this is another bell pepper. I believe that's a red bell pepper. And this is a zucchini. Last year we did 2 zucchinis, but those plants get pretty big and it kind of took over the garden as well. So we just did 1 zucchini this year. And this is another pepper. I believe this is a yellow pepper. And those are really expensive. So I really want to get a good amount of those planted. And over here, I'm trying something else out too, where I'm putting fruit on the bottom of the trees, because you're already watering the tree, you might as well get a little extra bang for your buck. And they also cover the ground, so they kind of shade the ground and help retain moisture. So I planted some strawberries. They got a little messed up before we planted them. They kind of ran out of water, but they'll make a rebound. And over here we planted a artichoke plant, which is an awesome plant to have because they stay around forever. And the same thing happened with this. We left it under in the front yard and it got dried out and the bugs got to it, but it will do fine shortly. You can see in the middle it's kind of already growing some new good growth. Oh, it looks like there might be a bite there, but it'll turn out good. I'll show you in a couple weeks and see what it does. This is another pepper. I believe it's a yellow. And then this is another strawberry patch. These are really cool because they spread on their own, and it's recommended actually to pluck the first flowers when you plant them. Oh look, this already has this piece right here is going to turn into a new strawberry plant. So if you pluck the flowers when they're early plants, you just pluck them off just like that. They are supposed to spread and create more plants instead of focusing on growing the flowers, the strawberries. They'll grow more strawberry plants. And then right next to that I have another squash. This is a yellow squash. And looks like our garden kitty decided she wants some attention. This is my beautiful cat, Tony the tiger. And this is a rose bush, which I think we're going to move because we kind of want to dedicate this section. We just walled this off because we have 2 giant German shepherds and we want to keep them out of this space. So I think we might move this rose bush in the near future so that we can fit more plants in here. This is a poblano pepper. Last year we grew these and they were so delicious. They have such a good flavor. They're kind of spicy, but you can use them for all sorts of different things in the kitchen. Salsas and sautés and just all sorts of stuff. And then over here we have peas and cucumbers. So these are going to climb up this trellis wall that I built for the dogs. So it's got a multi-use there. And then right next to it you can see that lilac that I was showing you earlier. It's just beautiful. It smells so good. Wish we had smell vision. I could show you guys what it smells like. So that's most of the backyard permaculture food forest. And I'm going to show you one more spot over here. I'm hoping this jacaranda takes off this season. It's just starting to sprout some greenery. Looks like it'll start to grow pretty soon here. It's more of a tropical tree, but a neighbor of ours has one and it's doing really well. So this is a pomegranate tree that's been here for a long time. We always get a good amount of pomegranates off of it. It is looking really healthy right now though. This year I'm doing a new regimen of fertilizing, foliar fertilizing, so I'm hoping things are going to do just extra special this year. I gave it a nice trim. It looks like I need to trim a little more stuff off. These things can probably get trimmed off. And then this is a mandarin tree. This is a golden nugget mandarin tree. Got some beautiful blossoms in there that smell delicious. And then I've got a wisteria flower over here. These smell so delicious as well, and they are also a perennial plant, so they'll stay around forever. Eventually I want to build a arbor over this spot and have it climb over. My dogs are whining, they want to hang out with me, but it's hard to get them back there again. One of my dogs does not like going behind the fence, so I'm going to keep them back there for right now. This I hope to plant right here soon. It's a jasmine plant, and they smell really good, and they'll climb up. I'm going to put a trellis on this back spot right here that they can climb up. I'm going to use that same construction wire and just attach it to those and let it climb up. And in here I've got potatoes. I planted some potatoes before I had sweet potatoes there. This year I put regular potatoes. I think there might still be some sweet potatoes in there. And last year I also had cantaloupe growing over here and honeydew melons, and they did really well actually. And we just planted this flower. It's got a really good smell. I'm not sure the name of it. Let me get a close up. And then this one, I really love the smell and the look of this. The yellow, it's just so vibrant. And it's got an awesome smell as well. And we've got a couple rose bushes. We've got tons of rose buds about to pop on this rose right here. These are a deep red rose. We've got sago palm. And this plant is actually also pretty interesting. It's called honey bells. We just got it at Home Depot and it smells really good. And these are all perennial flowers, the past couple bushes I showed you, so they should bush out pretty big. This is some sort of grass bush. And I think this one has flowers, I'm not sure. It might flower out. I'm not sure what the name of that one is. And some more flowers, some roses, and then we've got a fern back there, and then a hydrangea that struggled a little bit last year because our sprinkler back here was clogged up, and also the dogs like to pee on this plant a lot. So we're hoping to fix that this year. Then we're back to our Chinese lilac, which is just doing excellent this year. It kind of smells like soap, but like a really floral, fragrant soap. I love this flower. And I like to take this flower and actually cut a flower off and put it in a steamer or just a pot of water and boil it. And then it fills your whole house with the fragrance of the flower. All right, guys. So that concludes the backyard permaculture tour, food forest tour here on the Urban Homestead. And the next video, I believe I will put up a video of the front yard, which has more fruit and a bunch of awesome flowers. So if you like this video, please like it and subscribe for more videos in the future to see. I'm going to start putting up more frequent videos of the progress of the garden back here and show you the excellent yields that I'm getting, and then also go into some of the ways that I'm gardening and methods to this madness. All right, have a great day, guys. See you later.